Okay. Morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to class today. We're going to be working a bit with the inner legs, which also i- includes the hips, but not as much focus on the hips. Um, so we're going to start seated. And if you want, go ahead and sit on your blanket. If you have a blanket, have it nearby because we will be on our knees a little bit today. And the blanket's just going to make your whole body a little happier. So start by sitting well and sit in a way that makes sense for you, right? I always say that if cross-legged is not your cup of tea, please sit in a way that honors your body and doesn't cause it pain. And then sit really tall, maybe bring the shoulders up to your ears, and then squeeze them back and let them come down. Good. One more time. Squeeze them up and back and down. One more time. Take them up, squeeze back, and let them come down. And then close the eyes if you're comfortable with that. And just tap in, right? Where is your body in space? How does it feel to be sitting on the floor? Maybe you're sitting in a chair this morning. Can you feel your breath as it moves in from the outside to the inside, filling the lungs, moving through the heart, being pumped out into the body? And then exhaling everything you don't need any longer. And even as we sit, and even as we have to use certain muscles to sit upright, see if you can relax those that are not needed for this pose. Possibly your jaw, maybe any extra tension in your neck, relaxing the shoulders, and allowing the belly to soften a little bit more. And as you sit and breathe, you notice that the outside world fades into the background. Start to let go. And then open the eyes. Good. Let's take the arms up. Exhale to your heart. Good. Just release. Open up that chest stretch. Keep the shoulders down. And then cross elbows. Come into just a little eagle arm. We're not going to stay long. Notice which arm is underneath so that you can do the same, the opposite on the next one. Inhale, take it up. Exhale to your heart. Open up nice and wide. Draw the shoulders back and then switch. I forgot which one I had that quickly. And breathe. Good. Release. Take it up. Exhale to your heart. Open up. Cross elbows. Maybe eagle arms. Don't have to go that far. And one more. Exhale. Open it up. Exhale. Release. Good. Inhale. Take it up. Let's take one hand down, reach the other one over, and then just see if you can go from the hip point to the fingers. In other words, not kind of rounding the arm nice and straight, but the shoulder soft, pressing and creating this just beautiful diagonal line. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, the other side. And again, notice, right, I often will come off that hip on this side. So I'm going to press it back down and just extend out through the side body. Good. And up, take it to robot arms. Just nice little warm up, little twist to one side. The hands come down. And we breathe. Maybe take the head to the opposite direction just to stretch and warm the neck up, and then take it back over that shoulder. Inhale, reach up. Cactus arms. Let's go the other side. Take that down. Open up the shoulders, everybody. Maybe take the head to the opposite direction for a moment. And back. Inhale, up we go. Exhale, let it go. Well done. Let's straighten the legs. Whew. If you're on a blanket, especially for Dandasana, it can be really helpful to be right at the edge of the blanket so that the sit bones can draw back, the flesh moves back. Engage the legs, flex your feet, spread out through the toes. Inhale, reach up. And just breathe. Hold on to that imaginary beach ball. Feel the back body engage. Maybe turn the palms forward and breathe. And feel this stretch, right? Maybe reach one arm up and then reach the other hand up and breathe. And just get that torso so nice and long. And then turn the palms back and release. Roll that out. Good. And then lean back and take both feet to Baddha Konasana. Now, for some of you, you might want to double up your blanket to get the hips a little bit higher. Some of you can sit up on a block, but that'll be a little less stable for what we're getting ready to do. So start there, a little bit of a Baddha Konasana, starting to let the inner thighs warm up. Maybe do a little butterfly, a little flutter of the knees. I always say this, please never force those knees to go lower. And then lean back. And you're just going to take one knee over to the other. And then open back up, go to the other side. Just let the knees come to center and open. And when you open, pause just for a second to get that Baddha Konasana, get those legs, and then open and center. This blanket's throwing me off, so I'm going to take it out. Good, just warming them up. Breathe, notice what it takes. Notice if the knees come together or if your hips are like, nope, not having anything to do with that. The knees a little bit wider. Good. Next time you're on that first side, just pause. Just pause and stretch. So we're getting just a little bit of a stretch here, especially if we can keep those hands down and back, a little bit of a twist, right? Breathe and then open, go to the other side, hold. Come back to Baddha Konasana. Take your right leg, if I'm mirroring here, and extend that out. Bring the other leg in and always, always incorporate a block, especially if that knee is high, so that you can release this leg while working on this leg, right? All right, take it up. You're going to take the left hand down and stretch and find that diagonal line again from hip to fingertips. And breathe. And notice if your chest is starting to round forward. See if you can keep it nice and open. Take both arms up. Take the right hand down to your thigh. And that hand can be here, here can be to the inside. It's early in class, so we're going to warm up. Take it up. One hand down, the other one reaches. Maybe you come to elbow and up and take it down. And breathe. Take both arms up, turn toward the extended leg, hands to the floor, open up those shoulders, everybody. Watch for hyperextension in the long leg. Super easy to do. Usually you know if you're one of those that hyperextends. If so, keep it soft, keep a softer bend. And then imagine the center of your chest moving toward the foot. So not the head, not the nose, the center of your chest, keeping that rounding out. Deep breath. And take that body up. Inhale. Exhale down. You're going to lean back. Maybe you need hands, maybe not. Come back to Baddha Konasana. Butterfly that out. And then from here, let's extend out through the other leg. Those of you I know online who have knee stuff, just modify, right? Take that foot out, keep both legs straight, whatever you need to do. Always take care of your bodies. Take it up. Good. Right hand down, left arm extends. Press down through that hip. Press down through that thigh. And both arms up. Exhale, one hand down, the other one reaches. Try to keep the chest open for now. Good. And up one more, both sides. Always pausing, noticing differences one side to the other, right? What makes us unique. And last one, take it over. Breathe. Both arms up, everybody. Turn that chest toward the leg. Let the hands come down. You'll notice, again, one side different than the other. Resist the urge to round forward. Move the chest forward as opposed to the head or the upper shoulders. Take a really deep breath. And come on up. Good. Back to Baddha Konasana. One more. You're going to lean back again. How far you lean is okay with me. Just pull those shoulders back. Good. Take the knees to center and open. Good. Take them to center. I did a lot of warm up before class and my inner thighs are already sore. That's not a good sign. And squeeze and open. Good. Listen up. Squeeze. Extend one leg out. The other foot is stamped on the floor. Good. Release. Open. Knees together. Extend the other. Whew. Good. Together. Open. Bring the knees together. Listen up. You're going to extend and then maybe lean back. Maybe let go. So variation here. Bridge pose or a boat pose. Lifting through the chest. Engaging our core. Whew. Breathe. Keep that chest lifted. Release, hands back, open to Baddha Konasana. Last one. Bring the legs up, extend out, reach out, lift up. Big deep breath, everybody. And release Baddha Konasana. Just flutter it out. And then bring those knees together. Whew, boy, that feels better. That was quite a bit. All right, we're going to come to table pose. This is where I would invite you to take a blanket underneath the knees. If you are one of my gals out there who does not want to be on her knees, you can use a chair here and just put your hands on the chair. You'll just have to be a little creative. Hands to chair, and then the rest of it, the legs should work out. So we're going to start with this left leg, and we're going to do knee circles. Just nice knee circles here. Go slow. Just check it out. How's that feel in your thigh, in your hips, in your glutes? Change direction, circle the other way. Find your breath. And allow that knee to come back to the floor. Same thing, other side. Just start little circles, keeping the leg bent. And circle the other way. And allow that to release. You're going to take both hands forward for puppy stretch. So you're on your knees, hands are extended out. The chest starts to drop toward the floor. Be mindful of your neck, everybody. A lot of people just drop their head. It's okay as long as you're not dropping too much or putting any strain on the neck. Press into your hands, tone that belly. Find that distance again from fingertips to the hip crease. And then press up into the hands, walk both hands over to the left. Dropping down again, stretching the right side in particular. And breathe. Hands center. And other way. Taking both hands to the right, stretching out that whole left side body. Press up, hands come back to center. Listen up. You're going to go back to that first left leg and circle again for me. Just a couple. And the next time the knee and the hip are lifted, hold. So that leg is right out to the side. You're going to extend the leg out, drop that foot to the floor, right? Gate pose here, but keep your hands on the floor for now. And again, find that length, right? Feel the underside of your body as if it's laying on a table. You're not dropping down through the belly. And both hands walk to the right or to the side of the bent knee. Drop the chest down, kind of a weird little puppy stretch here. Find your breath. Press up, walk those hands center. Keep your right hand on the floor. Take the left arm up. Good. Listen up. You're going to take that hand, that left hand behind your head. Yep. And then you're going to drop the elbow down and lift up. Two more, just like that. Drop down and lift up. Last one, drop it down. Lift it up, extend the arm. Nice little twist here. Take that hand down. Walk the hands closer to your hips. Lift up. More true gate pose here. And notice this extended leg, right? We want to tuck that hip under and keep both hips feeling really strong. Take the arms up. Exhale that hand down the long leg. It is a soft touch. No pressure on that leg, on that knee in particular. And then optional, both arms up. Take the right hand down the right leg and find fingertips to hip crease. Everything up. Exhale your hands down. Walk them out just so they're underneath your shoulders and bring that knee back. Maybe extend it out through the back if you're feeling a little crampy there. Just shake it out. All right, same thing other side. You're going to go to the right side. Make sure I got room here and do just a couple circles. Just a couple. And then hold that knee up, extend it out, lower it down to the floor. Make sure your left knee is underneath your left hip. Find your breath and then walk both feet to the left. Dropping down again, puppy stretch. You have any pain in those knees, to come on off of them. Take a moment. Good. Walk those hands center. Notice that left hand stays where it is. The right arm reaches up. Nice little twist. And then take that hand behind your head. Drop the elbow down toward the other elbow. And come on up. Good. Two more, just like that. Down and up. One more. And up. Once that elbow's up, extend the arm up again. And lower that hand back down to the floor. Walk both hands closer to your hips and take the torso upright. In gate pose, we're looking for somewhat this alignment, knee to hip on the bent knee, and from the hip out to the ankle on that extended leg. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right hand slides gently down that right leg. It doesn't have to go far as we feel the stretch from the hip again to the fingertips. Breathe. And both arms up. Optional here, take the left hand down the thigh, press the hand into the thigh, and stretch the other way. Good, both arms up. Exhale, both hands down, walk the hands forward, release that leg. Whew. Plant both of your hands and find downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, let's pedal that out and breathe. And notice, if you would, notice, right, that we want to extend through fingertips to hips, to that hip crease, that long side body. Even here, maybe bend the knees a little bit and then tone the belly in, lengthen the tailbone. Maybe extend out. Good. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, lower your knees. We're almost done with the knee portion, so hang in there if you can. Your right leg is going to extend or going to kickstand out to the side, and the left leg is going to lengthen, so that if I drew a line from my right knee to my left arch, it would more or less line up. The right hand just forward of the right shoulder, and then turn your torso so that you are sideways. Tone the belly in, extend the arm up, find your breath. Optional here, you're going to lift that left leg and breathe. Keep toning the belly in, lengthening the tailbone, both hips press forward. Good, lower the leg. Release that arm, turn it back to table. We're just going to go right to the other side. So kickstand the left leg out. Extend the right leg. Be sure to adjust that left hand. Open up the torso. Extend the arm up if you want. Lift the leg if you want. Watch the standing shoulder. Make sure it's not hunched up or rolling forward. Breathe. And release. Take it down. Woo. Take both knees wide on your yoga mat or hopefully on your blanket. Now, this is going to be very optional. Walk the hands forward and then just press back into your hips like you're doing a wide leg child's pose. For some of you, your knees are not going to have anything to do with this, so it's okay. And then press it back up, lift your feet, and just lean forward. Like you're doing this weird half plank, wide leg thing. Good. Lower the feet, reach back, come forward, and hold. Good. Release that. Take both knees back to the center. Find your lovely down dog. Lift those knees, pedal out your feet. Whew. From here, step forward, everybody. Right foot. Lower your left knee. Inhale, nice little lunge. Breathe. I did say that's it on the knees, but I realize this is also on the knee. You can lift that knee off the floor if you would like to. High lunge. Good. Breathe. Stretch out the front of that thigh on the left side. Take your hands to your knee. Press off the knee as if you could move your torso further, further, further away. You'll feel a little more stretch here, baby. Release. Hands down. Slide that right foot back. Bring the left foot forward. Inhale the arms up. Squeeze the right glute. I didn't say that on the other side. Find your breath. Take your hands to your knee. Push off. And lower those hands. Whoo, bring that foot back. Down dog one more time. Coming to standing. Open those legs up. Take them to the sides of your mat. You can move this blanket out of the way if it's still there. And then walk your hands back. Bend the knees, press the knees out to the sides, everybody. Hands to knees and come on up. Shake that out. That's a nice warm up. Grab your blocks. Place one block in front of you. Take the other block and put it between those thighs. You can go long ways or short ways. I'm good either way. What I want is contact, right? So bring those legs together and feel the inner thighs. Feel the inner thighs work as we breathe. Standing up nice and tall, squeeze, and then just bend one knee. It's going to feel a little weird, and then bend the other knee. This might be better with a narrow. I think I was doing it with a narrow one the other day. So this is, I know, very strange, but we're just kind of massaging the inner thighs, right? So bend one knee, bend the other knee. Just working through a little bit of that muscle tissue, right? Knee pain a lot of times can come, well, a lot of times it'll come from other structures in the body. And one area we don't look at a lot is the inner thighs. Good, one more. Just working with the inner thighs a little bit. And then walk the feet in some if you can. Soften the back of the knee. Squeeze the heck out of your block. And release that. Shake it out. Take the block down to the floor. You're going to go wide. Good. So look at your feet. Are they parallel to each other? They can be turned out, but make sure they're on that same kind of line, that same plane. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hands come down to your blocks, any level. They can come to the floor too. I know most of you can reach the floor here. Turn, I'm going to mirror here. So turn your right foot out at a slight angle and bend the knee and then sit back in your hips. So the tendency here is going to be to lean forward. I want you to sit back like you're going to touch a wall behind you and find that stretch. Now, the inner thigh, ideally, the inner thigh of your left leg is getting a little bit of a stretch. Keep the pinky toe planted on that side, and then walk both blocks over to your right. You don't have to go really low. Try not to round your back. Sit back in your hips. Breathe. And then slowly release, walk both blocks back to the center. Again, some of you won't even need the blocks. Take that right foot and point it forward. Take the left foot and turn it at an angle. Bend the left knee and sink into the hips here. Keeping the pinky toe with that opposite foot down on the floor, not letting it lift. And then walk your blocks over to the left. Good. Release it back to center. Straighten both feet so they're pointing forward. And then imagine you're going to stretch the mat between your feet. I want you to pull your feet apart isometrically, keeping that upper body neutral. Really pull out, everybody. Feel the hips activate. And then turn both heels in, bend both knees, take your hands to your knees, look up and stand up. Woo! And shake that out. Inhale, reach up. Goddess pose, everybody. Take it down. 1. Deep breath. 2. Inhale. 3. And 4. And 5. Let's hold that 5th one. You can take the hands down. Look at the knees. Are they rolling in? Can we work with these inner thighs and give them a little bit of a stretch? Take one hand on the outside of each thigh, whew, and press the thighs into the hands. You all feel that? Oh, right. It hardly moves, but it activates so quickly. Breathe. Chest is tall, tailbone is long. Press the thighs into your hands and straighten those legs. Whew. Turn all your toes forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Whew. Pause here, both feet parallel, facing that long edge of your mat. Lengthen your spine if you want. Again, blocks or no blocks, but you can walk those hands forward as if you're doing a puppy stretch with these wide legs. Reach the heels of your feet out a little bit. Isometric work again. The head rests between the arms. The torso is so long. And then walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Leave your left foot where it is and turn your right foot to point it to the short edge of your mat while bending your knee. So we are lining up for warrior, everybody. Warrior two. Walk the hands toward that foot, but not all the way. And keep your little hip, your little right hip poked out toward the back. So again, stretching, land that pinky toe on the left foot. Feel this big hip opening. And then take your right hand to your right knee. Press it all the way up and find warrior. Good, Carrie. Watch that front knee. Breathe. And notice now some of you can, so Celeste, you're in warrior one instead of two. Yep. Breathe. Now that knee, that front knee, right? Take the hand to the outside of your thigh and just give it a little press out. Oh, I know. It's like, hello, glute muscle. Good. Take that back arm, drop it down to your thigh, release the upper arm, exalted warrior. Stretch it out, everybody. And come back to that front thigh, elbow to thigh, extended side angle. Breathe. And then face toward this leg, drop the hands. You're back where you were a moment ago. As you walk the hands back to center, turn the foot and straighten the knee. You're back to a forward fold. Take a look at that right foot. It is parallel with the short edge of your mat. Breathe. And then here we go on the other side. You're going to turn the foot and bend the knee fairly simultaneously so you don't stress your knee out. Walk the hands diagonally. They're still inside that left foot by quite a ways, but we've got stability here. You can use your blocks. Reach the hip out. Press through the pinky toe of your right foot. And then walk those hands closer to that leg, to that foot, left hand to left knee. Come on up. Woo. Warrior two on this side. Front hand goes to outer thigh, and you're going to just give it a little nudge out. And breathe. Good. Drop that back hand down to your thigh. Take the front arm up and extend. Exalted warrior. There's two ways, by the way, for your head. One is to look up. One is to look down. My personal preference is to look down and back. I'd like that for my neck and for my stability, but you can go either way. Take front arm to front thigh, extend, find the line, fingertips to hip, to outer ankle, and breathe. Good. Let's take those hands back to the floor. At the same-ish time, straighten your foot and your knee. You're back to a forward fold. Turn both heels in, press both knees out. Inhale, straighten the legs, take the arms up. Exhale to your heart. Shake that out. And then heel toe in. And just bend, straighten, shake out those legs. Inner legs can be a lot of work, especially with the knees. I have some very tender inner knees, so I'm always watching how much stress I give those babies. So grab your blocks and take them to the right side of your mat as you face forward or face wide. Yeah. And breathe. Open the shoulders. Good. Toes are pointed out slightly. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. And again, just find your length. How your toes are right now, angle-wise, is up to you. How does it feel? And then just shift the hips side to side a little. So I'm moving from side to side and I'm trying to tap into the very upper edge of those inner thighs, right where it meets the groin, meets the sit bones, the pubic, not the pubic bone. Breathe. And just feel what's happening there, right? Hamstrings attaching to the sit bones, inner thighs moving up and into the pelvis. Come back to center. Take your left foot and make sure it's parallel with the short edge of your mat. Turn again, we're going to that same thing. Turn your right foot while bending your knee. Take your hand to your knee. Come on up, warrior two. Take one hand to the outside thigh, press it back, and just hold for a second. So this is the energy I want for you in this back glute, back hip, right? And then take the arm back up. Take your front hand down to your thigh. Simple, simple. And straighten the leg. One of the things I want to stress here, right? When you do triangle pose, is this hip crease? Don't do a deep dive here. Don't do it, okay? It puts a lot of stress on the hip joint. We want stability. So your hand is here. Engage that back glute like you were pressing that thigh back into the hand. And then slide down, but don't collapse. There's a difference between bending in this hip joint versus, or really not hip joint, hip crease, versus sinking and pulling that bone back. So feel that. Press into your back foot. Take the arm up. Now, this hand can go to an outside block, right? Can go to an inside block if that feels better for your alignment. There, it's taught both ways. Or it can rest on your shin. There's been some communication lately in the yoga world about hanging in space with regard to the joints. So maybe we don't hang, maybe we support and feel the beauty of this pose. Bend your back or front knee, bend your front knee, hand to knee, lift up, warrior two. Feel the glute work. Good, breathe. Take both hands down, walk at center. Take the toes with you. If you want your block, take it to the other side. You only really need one. Right foot is parallel, left foot turns to the short edge and the knee bends. Your hip sits back. Left hand to left knee, take it up. Warrior two. Again, I would just want you to think about it. Take the hand to the outer thigh for a second. Push that leg out into the hand. Feel that engagement. And then let the hand rest on the thigh, straighten the leg. Notice where you go. Start to slide. Keep the integrity there. You can use your hand. You can use your block. Breathe. If you have pain in your hip, especially the front leg's hip, adjust your pose. Take the hand up higher. Reach the hip back a little bit more. And breathe. Bend your front knee. Take your hand to your knee. Lift up. Warrior two. Strong warrior two. Squeeze those hips. Release the hands. Take them down to the floor. Walk at center. Straighten both legs. Turn the toes out, the heels in, bend the knees, and come into a nice little squat here. Wide leg squat. Press the feet away from each other isometrically. And then hands to knees. All the way up, everybody. Whew. Step those poor little legs together and shake it out. Woo! Grab one of your blocks. Take that block between the legs. Oh, this will feel good after that. And squeeze. We're having little hummingbird wars out here. They're flying all over the place. Good. Squeeze. See if you can walk the feet in more. Soft back of the knees. Press into your block and release that. Whew, shake that out. My gosh. All right, you're going to need 2 blocks to the front of your mat. Little bit of balance work here. Half moon, move into half moon. It's just a makes perfect sense from a transition standpoint, starting the same way. So in just a wide leg, I want you to pull the feet apart isometrically, feel the hip work. You could just do this, right? And work your hips, work your glutes. Nobody would know. All right. So look at this back foot or which would be your left foot, and first parallel it, but then turn it in slightly, just slightly, if you can, if your ankle allows. Turn the other foot. Same thing we've been doing. Bend that knee. Whew, and breathe. I want you to take both hands to your blocks. And then adjust your pose as needed. For me, I'm looking and I'm pretty much heel to heel as opposed to heel to arch on this one. Your front hip, your right hip, I want you to roll that baby back, right? So if you roll the hip back, you'll see the knee lines up with the foot. And breathe. Walk your right hand block forward. Walk your left hand block forward. Lift your left leg. I love this variation of half moon right here, right? It's not half moon, but it's on its way. Your right ankle or your right wrist, your right shoulder lining up. If you can, you start to release your training wheel on the left hand and take that left hand to your hip. Breathe, squeeze that back glute. Whew. And then look up if you want. Take the arm up if you want. As you release, hand goes back to that tall block. Bend your back leg, step back. Hand to knee, warrior 2. How's warrior 2 feeling? And release, turn the toes, straighten the knee, hinge at your hips, come on down. Grab your blocks. Take a look at your right foot. Make sure it is parallel. Maybe turn the toes forward just a little. Start to walk your blocks over to the left as you turn that knee or turn the foot and bend the knee. Hand to knee, warrior 2. Breathe. Front knee bent. Knee pressing out gently. And then take both hands to your blocks. I like to take the hand that I have, the block I have my hand on the left hand. I do like that lower, so I take that to second level. Walk both blocks forward and then just lift the leg. And think about it, right? How do I get from this with my chest down to chest forward? We start to release the right hand, open up the right shoulder. Consider if we want to go further, taking the arm up, pressing through the long leg, finding our breath. And release, hand down, bend your front knee, lower that back knee, foot, hand to knee. Come on up, warrior 2. Whoo, last one. And breathe. Straighten the foot, turn everything forward, hinge at the hips. Whew. Turn the heels in, the feet out, sit way back, way back, extending through the arms. Hands to knees, lift up. Take the arms up. Whew. And stand all the way up. And let go. Take those legs together, everybody. Oh, we may feel this one later. Come on up to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it forward and down. Step back, downward facing dog. Nice, sweet little dog. Just stretch it out, shift through the hips. Inhale, tippy toes. Take the torso forward, bend the knees, but don't touch. It's like you're doing table pose, but the knees are not touching. And press the hips back down, dog. Good. 2 more just like that. Come forward like you're doing plank. Whew. Bend the knees. Hover. And press back. Last one. Breathe, everybody. Lower your knees all the way to the floor and come into either child's pose or hero sitting up, whichever one feels good at the moment, or lay out on your belly so that your knees get a little bit of a break. Nice deep breath. Extend through the back body. And once you're ready, come back to a seat. Release your legs. Whew, and take those legs in front of you. If you have a strap, grab your strap. If you don't, I'll show you a way without the strap. But I want you to take your strap and put it in a loop, not very big. It's going to go around your thighs. And once you get it there, tighten it so that you're roughly hips width apart. Your feet are out in front of you. You can be on the heels or the full foot, whatever feels okay to you. And that strap is right about middle thigh. So you don't want it too close to the knees, too close to the tendons here. You want to make sure you've got them supported and then lean back. Oh, right? So all that hard work, and now we're taking it down just a notch. I want you to press against the strap. Now, if you don't have a strap, you're going to use hands instead, right? So you don't have to have a strap. Your hands would do the work, and you get a little shoulder work on top of that. Bless you. Good. Press against, hold, breathe, and then release. Good. Press against. Keep everything lifted. Isometric work is just one of the really coolest types of exercise you can do. Ooh. And release. One more like that. Big deep breath. Ooh. And release. Keep that strap there. You're going to lay on one side. If you want to lay on your blanket, go ahead and grab the blanket, especially if you're on a really hard surface so that you don't irritate your hip while you're working your legs. So you're going to lay on one side. That strap is still between your thighs. And you're going to lift the foot so it's even with your knee. And you're going to hold. You can be up on elbow. You can be down low. You can support your head down here, right? So whatever feels okay for your upper, but just press and hold. Can we say we're going to feel that, right? And then just slide your knee up and back. It's not going to go far. The strap is going to keep you from going too far. And up, whew, down, couple more, just a couple. 1 and 2, hold here, and then try to lift your foot and then lower everything. And then press up. Ooh, stretch out that side and switch. Turn everything around. Get comfy as you can, considering what we're doing. And then lift your foot or your shin so it's parallel with your knee. Try not to stress this upper body, right? Try to just stay lifted out. Oh, just holding that after all the work we've done. You can really feel that. Good. Big deep breath. We're almost there. And then just bring the knee forward. It's like you're sliding it on a table. Forward and back. Whew. Forward and back. Good. Couple more. And forward. Whoo. Hold. And then just try to lift the foot just a hair. And lower, everybody. Whoo. Good. Sit up. Take the strap off. We may use that just in a minute, but come on, all the way down to your side. Can be on that same side, it doesn't matter. You can switch over if you feel like that needs a rest. Bend the bottom knee, straighten the top leg, and let that foot come toward the floor. If that is too much of a stretch, and it may be for some, turn the toe down so that you're not dropped as low. And just hang out for a second. Yeah, for some people, this is a nothing stretch. And for others, this stretch of that outer hip can be quite interesting. Try to relax for a second. We're not quite done yet, so hang in there. And then lift the foot, flex the toes or flex the foot. Toes are pointing forward. And lift straight up without turning the toes. Yep. And if you're not sure, turn the toes down just a little, just to feel again that outer hip. Stack one hip on top of the other. Breathe, and then slide that top leg forward so it comes right out from your hip. Drop that foot down, and you can straighten the bottom leg. So one, you're here, that's plenty. Two, you're going to turn your chest toward your mat and turn this into a little bit of a twist. And once you're there, this is going to depend a lot on that inner thigh of the extended leg. So please, again, be mindful. There should be zero pain here. You can lower your upper body. If you have come to your chest, turn back to your side. Slide this whole hip back in, bend the knees, and just stack your knees. Maybe rub out that top hip. And then press up or just turn over, come to the other side. I'm going to stack the knees and then extend the top leg down. Make sure the hips are stacked and you're not leaning back or leaning forward. Just let it stretch. I always find this such a subtle stretch, and yet I find it really interesting. It's quite deep in certain parts of my body. Deep breath. Good. Then flex the foot, lift the leg, turn the toes down a little bit, and lift. Ooh, just hold. Notice if you really want to roll forward or turn the toes up. Take the leg forward. Lower it down to the floor, straighten your bottom leg. You can stay right here. This feels really nice. Or lift that upper body, turn the chest toward the mat, and lower back down. Release, turn your chest back to the side. Slide the leg back into its hip socket, right? So that the hips line back up. Bend your knees and just rest here for a second. And then roll onto your bellies. Roll onto your bellies. Make sure that blanket is supportive where it is and that it is not throwing your spine off. So it should be from like belly button down to mid thigh or down to your thighs so that your whole lower pelvis is stable. You can relax your head. You're going to lift one leg and lower and lift the other leg and lower. Take both legs wide on your mat. Lift both legs. Now I want you to really lengthen the tailbone here and breathe. Just holding, nothing else to do. And lower. Relax fully. And lift, hold. Now, one, you're here and you're just going to hold. Two, you're going to bring the legs together and then open. Watch the pelvis here. Together, open, together, open. Just two more. Squeeze those legs together and open. Last one, squeeze, open. Bring them more hips width apart and flutter those legs. Like you're swimming through the water, upper body stays relaxed. Keep the whole pelvis on the floor. Flutter, flutter, flutter. And let go. Whew. And breathe. Bend one knee. Either stay here or reach back with the same side arm and bring that heel toward the glute. Give that thigh a stretch. Deep breath. Release that side. Bend your other knee. Either stay there or reach back. Same side hand. Grabbing your foot, bringing that foot in. Press the thigh down to your blanket, down to your mat. And release. You're going to scoot your whole body over to the right side of your mat, the right side of your blanket. And then you can lower your upper body and slide your left leg out to the side, the knee. So you're on the inside of that knee. The knee is resting on the floor, preferably on cushion. And then you're going to just take your chest forward. So your chest is facing your mat. So this is half frog pose, right? Frog pose. Frog pose can be really interesting, very challenging, hard on the knees. Half one is not so much. The other one, this is called sometimes is rock climber. So if you were to imagine climbing up the side of a wall, breathe. And just try to breathe that inner thigh to inner knee long. Like let it relax, but don't force it. Don't make anything come to the floor. Don't press into that hip joint. Good. Slide that knee back down to the floor. Scoot your cute little hips to the other edge of your mat. Get comfortable. And when you're ready, you're just going to turn that right foot out, slide the knee up your mat onto that blanket so that knee makes a little bit of a 90-degree angle. And then you're going to let that hip, that thigh stretch out. Deep breath, everybody. Just let it relax. This is a really sweet little pose for most of us. Again, and as always, there should be no pain here. Release, slide that leg down. Grab your strap that has that loop and set it next to you, and then turn over to your back. Your feet are on the floor. Grab your strap, take that loop, and bring it around your thighs again. And just pause. Just pause here. Feet are on the floor. You feel the strap, but don't press hard against it, just enough to keep it in place. And then press out against your strap. Keep pressing and release. Good. Inhale. Exhale, press, but then keep breathing. Just press. And release. Good. One more. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, press against your strap. Hold. Optional here. Lengthen the tailbone, lift your hips, and come into bridge pose. For some, this strap in bridge feels great. For others, it feels too constrictive on the knees, so please release that strap or bridge pose if it's bothering your knees. Lengthen through your thighs, everybody. Find your breath. And lower down or release your press against your strap. Just bring the knees together and soften. And then loosen the strap enough so that you can slide it up to your hips. Now, it is your hips or sacrum line. It is not your lower back, not your waist. So just bring it up around that nice wide part of the hips and then tighten the strap again. Now, tightening means I can still get a finger or two under the strap, not so tight that it is cutting off circulation. And keep that buckle in the soft belly flesh and not on any of the hip bones. And again, just pause. Just feel that support. This is a lovely thing to do, especially if your SI joints are feeling a little wonky. Walk your feet together and allow the knees to go out to the sides, Baddha Konasana. If you would like block support under your knees, I didn't cue to have those close, but feel free to grab your block. Your strap should be around those hip points, those front hip points, or just below them. It should feel really nice. Your hands are soft on your belly. Breathe. Bring the legs together, or the knees together. Straighten just your right leg. And then allow your left knee to go out to the left again. Relax everything. So often when we do both sides, we don't notice one side tighter or more tender than the other. when we bring it to a single leg, we may notice some tightness that we hadn't noticed before. Again, you can support the left knee with a block, or you can just let gravity stretch. There should be no pain, no particular muscle engagement. Just relax. Keep the left knee where it is. Bend the right knee and just place the right foot on the floor. So one knee's pointing up, one knee is pointing out. And then open to Baddha Konasana. Bring both knees together, straighten the left leg down to the floor, take the right knee out to the right. Try to soften. Try not to make it more than it is. Leave the right knee where it is. Take the left knee, bend that foot to the floor. Both knees out to the side, Baddha Konasana. And then just one other kind of an interesting variation. Instead of the soles of the feet together, you're going to cross ankles. And if that feels okay, cross into more of a cross-legged pose if we were sitting up. So the knees getting closer together, the shins crossing. Just see how that feels. It's a variation. It's very interesting in my body to do this. There should again be no pain. Nice deep breath in, deep breath out. And then tone the belly, bring those knees together and bring the knees to your chest. Woo! Once those knees are in, nice little circles with the knees, giving those hips, glutes a little bit of a massage. Knees to chest, everybody. Straighten one leg and the other leg, and let's find our Shavasana. If that strap is around your hips and it feels good, just leave it there. Allow your whole upper body to soften. Relax your jaw. Breathe in and breathe out. Go softer still. As you're ready, just start to move the legs and maybe let the feet come to the floor and just pause here again, allowing the back to settle. And then slowly draw those knees to your chest. Maybe you loosen the strap around your hips, rocking side to side. And then allow the knees to roll over to one side. Curl over in fetal pose. And then as you're ready, press up. Go ahead and take the strap out if it's still there. Sit well. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale them to your heart. Bow to your own inner strength and wisdom, your ability to love yourself so that you can love others. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. My screen is completely whited out. Yeah.
Yeah, you got very, very bright.